This is the Ask Falaskini podcast, where the modern economy is discussed from a skeptic's perspective. Mr. Falaskini helps you distinguish what is sustainable in our economy and what isn't. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not all mud is dirty. The podcaster Mr. Falaskini provides no-nonsense advice. He had it all, lost it all, went bankrupt multiple times, and is now attempting to come back from zero with sustainable growth. There are numerous coaches and preachers on the internet that preach about positive thinking and how life is all roses if you just care to see it that way. Well, Mr. Falaskini is definitely not one of them. We recommend you ask Falaskini to keep it real. He discusses the darker side of the current economic reality, the side that's more important for your personal and business finance. His first intention is to help you keep what you already have. Not to be a complete party pooper, Mr. Falaskini will also hint at the earning opportunities in the economy today. In order to please the almighty algorithm, please like, share, and subscribe. And now it's time to start taking notes. The mic goes to the podcaster, the one and only Mr. Falaskini.
Welcome to the Ask Falaskini with a guest. I'm proud to present Catherine B. Roy from LA, California. Catherine is an internationally recognized business and personal growth coach, best-selling author, podcaster, and keynote speaker, with a mission to help people what they love, empowered by their own freedom. Catherine enjoys the distinction of being an official Forbes Coaches Council member, MENSA member, also officially certified by the Goldman Sachs 10K Women program, and receiving many awards. Catherine's book, Live from Your Heart and Mind, is an international bestseller. And she is also the founder of LHM System, a holistic approach to personal and professional growth that emphasizes love, happiness, and mindfulness. And also 963 Business Accelerator program. She has clients in over 30 countries, and her work has been featured by Forbes, Goldman Sachs, TEDx, Microsoft, Huffington Post, Thrive Global, and others. Her most popular work went viral and reached 1.2 million people. Her social media followers are counted in hundreds, thousands followers, while her Google presence shows that more than 40 million results for her name. Catherine, please tell us more about yourself. What is your story?
Thank you so much. You could just say a geek and it would cover everything. Well, honestly, I was a programmer for 15 years. I was working in one huge international financial insurance company, and I had a lot of experience behind the scenes of creating business processes. When I published my book in USA in 2017, and book became a bestseller in 8 Amazon categories, it was just like a huge lightning shock for me. I didn't expect any of it to happen. My social media expanded rapidly. And, I was always researching for ways to grow and to learn more. I decided to try and to build my own business. I managed to leave the corporation and build my own business as you just described. So here we are.
Thank you. And now I know one of your courses, it's about building presence and building business on LinkedIn. Can you please explain a bit more about how you got on LinkedIn? Did you start doing business immediately, or did you just start like for a job search on LinkedIn? How was your journey with LinkedIn?
Well, I will be honest. Back then, my editor created my LinkedIn profile because he considered it to be important for my book. I didn't complain much. He just did it as a CV, and it was doing pretty well. But I was invited to a conference in Madrid where I actually heard about the potential of LinkedIn. Microsoft bought LinkedIn in 2017. And of course, they wanted a piece of cake from other social media. So all of a sudden, from a classical CV, LinkedIn became the most important resource for B2B, even for B2C, because it's not just a CV anymore. It's more like a landing page, maybe even a web shop, so that it changed the direction of recruiters actually finding new employees to becoming a truly influential thought leader on LinkedIn. Everything that you just mentioned in my bio happened thanks to LinkedIn. And I am enormously grateful. Why? Because decision makers are there. There are almost 60 million companies. It's absolutely impossible not to find the next opportunity. And what I have discovered is that large brands, like you just mentioned, Forbes and Microsoft, TEDx, Mindvalley, they all found me on LinkedIn. Why? Because they trust LinkedIn. They trust the data we actually present over there. It's more likely that someone will find us on LinkedIn than on any other social media, because LinkedIn is a search engine. And if I may say, maybe even the greatest one, right after the Google, if I can say it's better than Google. Why am I saying this? Because there are so many ways to filter the information and to connect with the right people. You can do that on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, anywhere. It's impossible because just even if you don't have a paid profile on LinkedIn, you can search by location, you can search by a job position, you can search by keywords, and you're getting lists of people who can truly change your life and who can truly change your business. This is why I consider LinkedIn to be one of the greatest tools out there, which is very underrated. And on top of that, it gives almost 100% of visibility, which doesn't happen on any social media. Everything that you just mentioned happened organically without any paid advertisement or any other outsourced activities, which includes any kind of paid access to any social media resource.
Amazing. I would like to ask you, your program has more than just one module. First, you create your profile, and then you start looking for your business partner. Then you start building your network, and only then you become a creator. So how do you take, for example, companies that decide that they want to start their LinkedIn journey? How do you take them on this journey? What does your course? What is your let's say knowledge that you give them? What is the essence? What do they need to understand before they start the LinkedIn journey?
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned profile first, and I believe that's the most important thing. Mm-hmm. Like visual presentation, the presentation of our brand, the presentation of our credibility, we have to grab attention in the first 2 seconds. So this is why, and you can check my profile and see exactly why my banner is created as it is created, with a very specific marketing message, with very specific call to action, with a credibility panel, and of course my brand colors and the picture, which I'm repeating everywhere. Now, this is important. I always say, until you become famous as Rihanna, repeat the same picture everywhere on social media so people can actually recognize you. The second thing, and why I believe LinkedIn is the most powerful social media, is SEO engine behind. You have a very limited place on any other social media to showcase your credibility, to showcase which services you can provide. And on LinkedIn, everything is a keyword. So in order to be found by the people who will be attracted to work with you, you need to practically apply SEO on your LinkedIn page. So first comes the headline, which I call the boss bio, which needs to explicitly say in just one sentence who you are and what you are about. It's usually like, I'm a business coach specializing in helping whom. So who is my target group? Every single word is a keyword. So I say specializing in helping coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, small business owner. And every time someone search for a coach, consultant, entrepreneur, small business owner will find me. Right? Now I'm repeating the same keywords in my about section. And the most important twist is that about section is not about me. No one is interested to know what I'm doing and who am I and to read my shiny bio. They want to know what I can do for them. So the biggest twist is what we can do for people or companies, and how we can serve them. Everything else falls into the right place if we know how to actually search for the right people and connect for the right people. And I call that an A-list method. Like anywhere in the world, like in any industry, even in entertainment, we have the A-listers. Those are the people who are very high level position decision makers, right? And it's very hard to be connected with them and to have any kind of engagement or networking directly. But what is the most important is a B list. B list is the list of super connectors. People consider me to be one of the super connector. Those are the people who can help us get to the decision maker. If we find one person who can put us in the spotlight in front of 10,000 people, like it happened to me, everything changes, because 2% of visibility is usually converted to paying clients. And that can happen on LinkedIn. I didn't even apply for a TEDx. It's usually taking a lot of time and progress and applying and all of this. They reached out to me. So what we're doing here, we're twisting the story around this is who I am and what I can do to you, to a personal brand. So this is a high-rated personal brand, which has a high credibility, positioned on the very high level of like thought leadership boards on other networks, not only on LinkedIn. And it speaks for itself. In this case, we just need to attract them to a call with us and then proceed with our business. The point is, it's not about outreach. It's not about sending spammy messages. It's not about scraping email addresses from LinkedIn. We can do all of that, but that will not get us anywhere except for the LinkedIn jail for sure. So if we want to have a result, we need to build a very strong personal brand which will speak for us. And in this case, we don't even have to sell. People already know who we are. They come because they know we can help them. And that is the biggest twist. Now, why LinkedIn and not Instagram or any other social media? I'm present everywhere. But on LinkedIn, it's like you are swimming in an aquarium, and every fish is your potential business partner. It's your potential partner in personal growth. It's your potential client. On Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, people go to have fun. On LinkedIn, people go to network, to establish connection, and to create something together. So this is, if I may say, not wasting our time, but actually putting it to work for us.
Great. I would like to ask you, there are pages for people on LinkedIn and also corporate pages. What do you think about pages, so corporate pages? What's your take on the corporate pages on LinkedIn?
I think LinkedIn is modeling Facebook. LinkedIn, before they introduced corporate pages, they had only profiles, like Facebook at the beginning. Then they introduced these pages. Now they're testing it. I have to say that behind every business is a person, and that personal brands and personal profiles on LinkedIn still work much better than pages. I believe they are working on that to give pages more, value. But since they introduced advertisement, I think it's the same business model like on Facebook, where you can actually advertise your posts or boost your posts only from the company's page. And if someone from LinkedIn hears me, I don't think that's a good strategy at all. Because still it's everything about human-to-human connection. And if they are allowing boosting and advertisement from companies' pages, companies will not have such a great results as people would. So Instagram has both options for personal brands and for business pages, and they can actually use boosting options. I would say have a business page, but don't invest too much into it now, because it's very low engagement. people just don't communicate with companies this way. I mean, I could create another business page with my name. Maybe it would be better, but I still think that's just a machine for money making machine for LinkedIn. Then it's
okay. I have a huge opinion, or a very specific opinion, and I would like your take on it. I believe that introverted people mostly use company's page for promotion, and more extroverted people use personal pages for promotion. What's your take on that?
Well, believe it or not, I'm an introvert. But how I overcame that so that I'm able to build my personal brand is creating my own, if I may say, alter ego, right? Mm-hmm. Like Kobe Bryant had an alter ego. Everyone in a public space, they all have alter egos. Mm-hmm. Like, or they don't use their real name, or they have created a personality who has all of these different kinds of characteristics. There is even a book. I didn't know that. There is a book, How to Create Your Alter Ego, which is a bestseller. So when I'm doing my job, I'm actually extroverted, but in my private life, I am introverted. So I would agree with you, but with an add-on that this can be overcome if we create.
Anyone that will go and see your course on LinkedIn, will you help them also build their alter ego if they're introverted?
Well, I have to. I have to.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like our listeners to know about LinkedIn? Any quick tips or trade secrets that you can share about LinkedIn?
Well, yes. For a start, hashtags are very important, but people use them, not knowing exactly why and how. So if you check a technical specification, when you use 3 hashtags, these 3 hashtags will be included in the post URL. And since it's included in the post URL, you were also a programmer, you know that's a backlink. And when that's the backlink, then Google can recognize it as if the profile is public, right? Mm-hmm. So if we have our own personal brand hashtag, like I have hashtag Catherine B. Roy, and you can find all my content by searching that hashtag, you know that I pinged Google with it because it's included in LinkedIn URL as many times as someone actually engaged with my post. Mm-hmm. And this was something that I have discovered early, started using it, started growing on Google, and then asked Google to verify my name as a public person. And then everything exploded and went to 50 million reach on Google, while actually it's because of the backlinking with LinkedIn posts. Now I think I disclosed the industry secret.
Thank you. I will put your link to your page, not a backlink, to where our listeners can reach you in the description below. Thank you, Catherine. It was really a pleasure. Thank you for being my guest tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Falaschini, for this outstanding podcast. And thank you for listening to the Ask Falaschini podcast until the end. Mr. Falaschini would love to hear your feedback in the comments. And don't forget, if you want to know, ask Falaschini or listen to the Ask Falaschini podcast. In order to please the almighty algorithm, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.